furnace Kevin's afraid of bears great resemblance to one of Jigsaw's most infamous traps.
Kevin experiences frequent, realistic visual and auditory hallucinations throughout Home Alone. He perceives the furnace in his basement to be a ravenous fiery mud monster, as Grantland puts it. The grates on this furnace bears a striking resemblance to the reverse bear trap device Jigsaw puts over Amanda's face in Saw. Not to mention, if a young Kevin was truly hallucinating, he may have had an early and undiagnosed mental instability, a common trait in serial killers.
Kevin demonstrates that he is a wildly successful manipulator.
One of the most concerning parts of Kevin's psyche is how he seamlessly manipulates those who are older and presumably smarter than him. A sociopathic sense of charm is a common trait in serial killers from Ted Bundy and Charles Manson, real-life murderers, to Norman Bates, the fictional slasher from the 60s flick Psycho. Reddit user Jordoom points out that Kevin's charm allows him to con himself into a room at an expensive hotel in New York on Christmas Eve by committing credit card fraud. When he's confronted by staff, the bellhop, the desk clerk, the toy shop owner, he manipulates them into doubting themselves. Jordoom alleges that this demonstrates a grandiose ego and a startling lack of empathy for others.
Kevin actually seeks out the wet bandits in Home Alone 2.
One could argue that Kevin is protecting himself when he sets up the traps for the wet bandits in the first Home Alone. In Home Alone 2, Kevin distinctly seeks out the wet bandits in a way that seems oh so Jigsaw. The wet bandits have served their time after the first film, but by Home Alone 2, they are back to their old tricks. Kevin steps in when he sees them robbing a thrift store and leads them back to his uncle's house, which at this point is basically a murder house stuffed to the gills with booby traps. Jigsaw has a habit of either kidnapping his victims or luring them into a house full of tricks or a meat freezer, whatever works. Repeat criminals who do time but refuse to change their ways seem exactly like the kind of people Jigsaw would torment. The wet bandits could have been his very first victims.
Kevin's family issues are at the root of why he becomes Jigsaw.
According to a Reddit theory, Kevin's home life is the root of his issues and the reason he becomes Jigsaw later in life. Kevin is constantly bullied and ridiculed at home. His family forgot him a whopping 2 times, which is no small feat. Think about how hard it'd be to forget one of your siblings. The theory alleges that the first time Kevin is forgotten, he gets over it because it was a genuine mistake. The second time completely shatters his worldview. He begins to view everyone as corrupt and believes that no one, not even his mom, can be trusted to be good. If you can't rely on others to change their behaviors and harmful habits, you need to do it yourself. Jigsaw is born.
Kevin's nails on the staircase trap was a precursor to Jigsaw's electrified staircase.
Jigsaw and Kevin appear to have similar versions of the same traps, but Kevin's versions are far more primitive and childlike. According to internet speculation, these primitive traps were precursors to Jigsaw's tried and true violent killing machines. For example, whereas Kevin places broken Christmas tree ornaments for the wet bandits to step on, Jigsaw straight up makes people walk on broken glass. Kevin coats the basement stairs with tar and nails, which causes Marv to impale his foot. Jigsaw crafted an entire electrified staircase with blades that slashed the SWAT team trying to get him. Grown-up and refined tactics evolved from his childhood terrorizing.
Kevin recreated his childhood basement as Jigsaw and riddled it with traps.
A theory from Grantland alleges that when Kevin grew up to be Jigsaw, he recreated his childhood basement and filled it with traps. We know Kevin had a penchant for setting up traps in his own home. The basement in Saw Roman 2 is strikingly similar to the basement Kevin is terrified of in Home Alone. It even plays on his intense fear of the furnace. Jigsaw puts the antidote to a poison inside of the furnace. When the victim grabs the antidote, the furnace door shuts. They are locked in and get burned alive.
Kevin's traps are needlessly harmful and utterly sickening.
Kevin's traps are needlessly harmful and utterly sickening.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video then. Take care. Bye.